Welcome to episode 1 of Compensation Nation, the show where we check in and see how everybody's been compensating week to week. We'll be recapping each game and hearing from the coaches.
In game 1, we had Osama bin Laden taking down War and Peace 126-88. We reached out to Sean, coach of Osama bin Laden, and asked, how does it feel to dominate your opponent despite completely shitting the bed at wide receiver? Do you think your team can continue winning if that happens?
Thanks for the question. Until late Sunday afternoon, felt like I really did shit my pants and wasn't able to change for days. But when you have a QB who goes for 4 total tutties on Sunday Night Football, he threw that poo like a monkey and sent my opponent the Bills. Plus, screw the receivers. The Chicago freaking Bears defense outscored all but 2 of my opponent's players. I picked them up right before the weekend. I'm happy for the win. I put in that work, but now I'm on to the next week. And I'm bringing it to your town, Courtney. I'm up against a team that has no name. And Osama bin Laden is armed and ready.
And then we reached out to Elijah, coach of War and Peace, and asked him, as our last 2-time reigning champion, are you regretting drafting Dak Prescott yet? And he issued this statement in response. It's merely the start of the season, and he played one of the best Ds in the league. I'm cool as a cucumber.
Sunglasses emoji. In game 2, we had Benedict fumble catch taking down Cats in the Birdcage 122-115. We asked Nick, coach of Cats in the Birdcage, how does it feel to lose your matchup due to Joe Burrow instead of how the Bengals usually lose in spite of him?
I really don't mind losing week 1 due to Joe Burrow because if this is going to be his worst performance of the season, I'm happy to get it out of the way now and enjoy him rounding off into form and outperforming any Penixes for the rest of the year.
We also reached out to Sean, coach of Benedict Fumble Catch. As the person who won the closest game, were you sweating it out?
As the person who was in one of the closest games of the week, was I sweating it at any point? Well, let me just check.
And in game 3, we had Middle of the Road beating Madison Beer Me 127-100. We reached out to the losing coach, Matt of Madison Beer Me, and asked, are you ready to start the season 0-2? From Josh.
Coach Matt here of Team Madison Beer Me. There are potential rumors of us starting 0-2. These rumors are 100% false. Madison Beer Me has not lost a game, and we will not lose a game, especially to some low-tier rate teams. However, if these rumors are true, we will release a list of players that will be open to sell. In that case, please reach out to me.
And then we reached out to Matt, coach of Middle of the Road, and asked, Coach Leibold, after a disappointing 2024 season, you started off 2025 with a convincing win in Battle of the Mat Supremacy. Do you foresee the rest of the season being as much of a cakewalk for your team? And also, how the fuck did you get CMC and King Henry?
Somebody, please send help. That I got 1 win and they're expecting more. This was a fucking mistake. I can't do this. No. Oh, shit. Fuck, this was a mistake. Fuck, okay, All right, here's the new plan. We're gonna ditch Christian McCaffrey. We're gonna ditch Henry. Whole team. Ditch the whole thing. Become a pirate. We're gonna become an actual pirate. And then they'll never find me. And then I don't have to live with this stress anymore. Oh, God. Fuck.
In game 4, we had A Team Has No Name, coached by Courtney, taking down the Falcons 118-78. Courtney, how does it feel to finally get one over on your rival, the Falcons?
It feels fucking glorious. I am so happy. Suck it, Kenley. You lost.
We also reached out to my dad, the coach of the Falcons. Coming off of a week 1 loss to your division rival, A Team Has No Name, how are you looking to turn things around in week 2?
So week one obviously didn't go as I planned. I wasn't planning to start the season 0-1, and I could have handled the loss a little bit better if it hadn't been a loss to my biggest rival, a rival that makes the Bears-Packers look like they're best buddies. When I think of losing to a team with no name, it just makes me sick. So how am I going to recover? Here's how I'm going to recover. Heads are going to roll. I had players that didn't even bother to show up for the game. You know where they're going? They're going to the end of the bench this week. They're lucky they're not heading straight to the taxi squad. So for next week, whoever I'm facing, look out. I'm putting to the top players that'll actually play for me. I'm putting to the bench players that don't show up. And I'm scanning that waiver wire. And those that I'm benching this week, they may not be around for week 3. Week 2, we're ready to go.
And then a final game of week 1, we had Labs Golden Penix beating Shrouded in Mystery 137-94. We reached out to the losing coach, Josh Brent. How do you feel about losing the Josh Bowl after declaring the other Josh would go down?
Well, Josh, kudos to you for taking the first game of the Josh Bowl. This won't be the first time we will meet, though. As you know, it's a long season, and I play the waiver wire very well. I was off in Alaska enjoying a vacation, so I wasn't able to put all I could into the first matchup. But I do assure you, I will take, you may have won the battle, but you will lose the war.
And then we reached out to the winning coach, Josh, who's on the call with me today, and asked, what is it like having a golden Penix?
It's marvelous. Simply spectacular. I could not have asked for a better draft.
And that's it for week 1 of Compensation Nation. We hope to be back next week if it's not a whole lot of work to do this on the first week. See you next time.